Good morning and welcome to day 4 of our second annual WSOP daily coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and one of my co hosts, Brian, is in the air flying home today. So hopefully he's going to join us a little late, but hopefully he'll get in here and tell us all about his big run yesterday and the day before. Also joining me as a co host is the UK godmother, Donna Morton. Hey Donna, how are you?
Yeah, hey Sherry. Yeah, I'm better. I'm still got like that little bit of nagging, but I'll be fine. How's
Well, you
things with
sound
you?
better.
Yeah,
I'm
uh,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, love. Go ahead.
yeah, fake it till you make it kind of thing.
that's what that's what we all do, isn't it? You just keep on trudging, even maybe on those days you don't want to, right?
Exactly.
And what a day we had in the spaces yesterday. We brought up the topic of the employee tournament and maybe some possible changes that need to take place. So there's less confusion around the title of it and who it's intended to target as a audience of players. So we were very pleased. I know you and I talked afterward. We were very pleased that we had some folks join us yesterday. Chad Holloway, Kaina, um, Mike, they joined us and gave us some information that was very helpful to help us all understand a little bit better about how some of those things work behind the scenes. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was to me. It felt unreal because, like, what people are like when they see spaces. They think they're automatically going to get attacked. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to attack people that's got a story out there. And we want them to come in and explain their side of the story so we can get to know exactly what they're thinking and why they did what they did with no judgment. It can be a discussion. It doesn't have to be an argument or a war.
Right. And it's perspective, right? And it's always good to get perspective on the situation. And the only way to do that is to get all the sides of the story and then find the truth in the middle, as my mom used to say. And, we want people to um, feel comfortable enough to come into our space and have a conversation. Sometimes they're difficult conversations, they're awkward, but we don't want those got you moment. We're not here to say, we're not here to get you. We just want to understand where you're at. We may not agree with it, we may agree with it, but until we hear all the information, do we really know?
So true. And as I've said before, the written word on X or Twitter, as it may revert to, is so difficult to understand.
I mean, hell, you and I will have messages between each other, and all of a sudden we're going, wait, what? That didn't come out right.
Yeah,
And just
like,
because you're thinking it doesn't mean you're writing it, where the other person is going to get what you're thinking because you're not writing it in a way that they can. And the written word is tricky, right?
especially times and time zones, dear. When you forget about time zones.
Right? Yeah, with our time zones, I mean, some of our conversations are so screwed up, and then we just stop and go, wait a minute, that's not what we were really talking about. And so we have to, that's why it's always, right from the start, I know you, Barry, Todd, ACG, I'm sure Isaac and even Vegas Dave, who is a newbie, can say, um, one of the positives about spaces is that it brings the people from being keyboard warriors to having a legit conversation on the topic. And it takes out so that emotion in a lot of ways because you're not reading into something that isn't there. But then on the other hand, it's bringing in a live emotion of somebody reacting, and a lot of times it's incorrectly because they already have it in their mind from seeing it written of what their take is, right? But hopefully And I kind of feel like over the last year in spaces that has really evolved to people talking, settling, disputes even or whatever. But that keyboard warrior effect definitely goes to the wayside when we come into a space and talk about it. And I love that about spaces. I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple of house cleaning things that I'm always going to do every morning, and that's thank our sponsor, Elevator Results, who's been our sponsor for a year now. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or to gain weight, Elevated Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. I have a little connection to that company. That one of the owners is my son. They just started that company last year, and it was really born out of the fact that he was run over by a vehicle, and and as a matter of fact, that's just settled in the last week. But for 5 years, he's been going back and forth between hospitals, testing, and doctors, and this fitness elevator results company came out of that because he struggled. And there was a fitness guru in California that owns a couple of workout places in LA. Mark, who's a friend of my daughter's, um, who kind of kicked off my son in a positive way because he was on the struggle bus when they just happened to meet in Spokane a few years ago. And my daughter asked Mark if he could work with my son and that, and told him the situation, the physical, mental challenges after the accident. And they worked really well together. And my son came a long way, and hence Elevator Results was born. So I was very excited when he offered to be our sponsor, and I am here to promote it. And I appreciate Software climbing on board with that. And I'm going to stop and welcome Software to the board, to the panel. Sorry, I was joking. To the panel. Hey, Software.
Yeah, I'm still on the plane, so I'll be kind of quiet for the next few minutes. I get out, and then I'll join you for a deal.
You mean the
Hear me?
entire plane doesn't want to hear our space?
No, and I'm sure I'm talking crazy loud. Plane phone.
Well, I'm glad you're joining us from 50,000 feet or wherever you are in the space world. And when we get a chance, we're going to talk to you about your happenings over the last 2 days. So whenever you feel like there's a lull or that you can do that from the airplane, just let us know and we'll stop what we're doing and get to that. Just a reminder that this afternoon, Sean McCormick is going to join us for an interview and give us all things MGM Poker Series and Aria Poker Series and the Mixed Game Festival at the Bellagio. I'm putting those words into his mouth, and he'll probably say, "Oh my gosh, Sherry, I didn't even think to," but it's okay. We roll with it. Whatever we do, right? Today, I'm going to give you some fun facts about the Poker Hall of Fame inductees for the years 1985, 86, and 87. Red Hodgers was the second person named Red to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He is considered by his peers to be one of the best seven card players in history. In 1986, Henry Green, I couldn't find many details on Henry other than he was an excellent all-around player. And I really hate that because I love looking that kind of stuff up, and I'm always kind of disappointed, I know selfishly, that I can't find any fun facts about Henry. In 1987, Walter Clyde Puggy Pearson, a name very familiar in the poker world. Puggy was an excellent and aggressive no limit and seven card stud player, always chomping on a cigar, and was known for his erratic temper. Uh, Allegedly, he's also known for treating dealers terribly, including hitting them and spitting on them. And that includes women, unfortunately. Not that it shouldn't. I mean that's not discriminating, right? But you guys know back then a woman was treated like a lady at all times by the men and gentlemen. So, and thankful when I run across a true gentleman, and I never will refuse or refute that I don't like when I'm treated well by a man. So there you go. Or anyone else. I want to be treated right by everybody, and I'm sure all of you do too. I also wanted to bring up, and I think this before we get into the coverage. Um, has anybody been reading online? And if you have, come up and talk about it. I'm going to just put this out there, and then we'll get over to the tournament coverage, and we'll come back to this. But I want you to think about it. Yesterday there were some tweets from some folks that people are using solvers like the GTO Wizard at the poker table live. And there are some pictures of such as well as a live video. There's a live video I posted on, I retweeted it a few moments ago of a guy at the Orleans in a hand with the solver sitting on it, his phone sitting on the rail with the solver and him looking at the solver during the hand, trying to decide what he's going to do during the hand. So you guys think about that. And we're going to get back to that for a little bit of a discussion. If you guys want to, please come up and let's talk about it. But until then, let's talk about what's going on around town. Donna, you want to tell us about what's going on at South Point?
Yeah, my favourite poker room that I love. Hi, Bob, if you listen. Love you and miss you. Right, at South Point today, we've got the 10.05, we've got the 100 no limit hold'em, which is a 10k guarantee. At 2.05, we've got the 100 no limit turbo bounty, 3,000 guaranteed. 6.05 this evening is the 200 no limit hold'em deep stack, 20,000 guaranteed. And at 10.05, my favourite tournament of all, which is the 100 no limit hold'em turbo, 3,000 guaranteed. And we're going on to the Tournament of Champions. We have had a few more Tournament of Champions, which is really, really good. We've had Tony. We've had David. And we've had James, who has actually won his second tournament, earning him an extra 10,000 chips in the Tournament of Champions. So if you win more than one, it seems as though you get extra chips to help you stack. So that's something I wasn't aware of.
That is so awesome, isn't it?
It is. It is. So no chop. Team no chop. Sorry.
I love that. Donna's like, hell no, we're not chopping.
No. We're not chopping. We're going for the win. We've also got
that.
Ricardo as well. Jordan. Another James. He
awesome.
was 4-way chop. See all these choppers. And that's about it for South Point for now.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I just love that they do those free rolls, and the dollar amounts that are tied to it are awesome. And they really are trying to do a lot for the players. And I love that and want to promote that and make sure our players know it, and get the word out, especially those that are traveling to town. Where the dates match their dates. I've done that many days. I've gone through, figured out, and of course it was easier a few years ago when we had like Harrah's and the Flamingo that did free rolls. And when I would get into town, I would go play cash. So if you needed 20 hours, I'd go play at Harrah's till I got my 20 hours. Then I'd go to the Flamingo and get my 20 hours. And then on, Tuesday I'd play the free roll at the Flamingo. And on Wednesday I'd play the free roll at Harris. I mean, it is something that is awesome for the players, and it's great opportunities. So thank you for that update. I'm going to go quickly over the bracelet events that are at the day 4 of the WSOP, and then we're going to go back and talk about the results of yesterday and the day before. Pardon me. Thanks to Kev.
And I'm off the plane too, Sherry. So
Awesome.
once you're done with that,
awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. At 10 a.m. is the $1,000 no limit mystery bounty flight B. At 12 p.m. is the 25K no limit heads up day 2. At 12 p.m. is also I'm sorry, also at 12 p.m. is the 5K pot limit Omaha Day 1. At 1 p.m. is the $1,500 Omaha 8 or Better Day 3. At 1 p.m. is the $1,500 Dealer's Choice Day 2. And at 2 p.m. is the $1,500 Limit Hold'em Day 1. Let's get back to Brian. And Brian, congratulations, my friend, on such a successful event. Do you want to give us whatever you want to talk about it as far as that great run? Go for it, bud.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, really a different experience. Like, first steep run since Spaces last year, I didn't play a lot. So it was a whole different experience. Like, it felt like we had the team together where everybody's, pulling for me and just so awesome. I was telling my wife that this morning. I'm like, you probably think this is really dumb, and she's like, no way, that's so cool. Like it was really, really, really cool that everybody doing that. So yeah, yesterday obviously was crazy day. The end is always rocky. I don't really take, I don't think I can say that I would change anything. Sometimes it's just the way the cards
Right.
go. I I didn't take any really, really bad beats or anything like that along the way. In the end, I got 2 and 400K blinds. So you're losing a million chips around. I only have three 3.1 million. So uh, guy raises in the cutoff. I've got ace 10. I mean that's pretty solid, pretty solid hand. That said, the guy to my right in the cutoff who raised, it was Michael Wang, multi bracelet holder, and a guy that had been playing pretty solid all day. So I mean, definitely can have a lot worse than ace 10 there. So, but it's not like he's just blasting off either.
Well, tell us. Go ahead, Donna. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Yeah, first off, Brian, congratulations. I was literally sweating, and I mean literally sweating. Menopause is a bitch. You over here.
Donna, Abby's with me. I wish I had that on speaker.
Hey, Abby, banana.
Donna says, "Hey, Abby, banana." Abby says, yeah, no.
I just want to
Thank you
say
so much."
what a fantastic run. And what about that photo of Dinegs?
The photo?
The photograph of Dinegs. I thought he looked a bit unscrewed, shall we say? Unstable.
I thought it was funny.
I thought he was hilarious, but
He was funny.
It was
I'm
so
so
fun.
glad you got to play with him, though.
By the way, guys, the footage that I have for the vlog is really good. I'm at home now. I'm gonna get in the studio and put it all together and all
Brian,
that.
why don't you tell us
Um,
some of the interviews you were able to get for the vlog?
we talked with Josh Arier. We talked with Daniel a little bit. We talked with Norman Chad and Jesse Fullen, and just a lot of footage along the way too. So telling kind of the whole story and all that.
Awesome. We look
So
forward to
yeah,
seeing that vlog, bud.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Like I'm really excited to do it, and this gets us in a position where we can probably play a lot of the events that I wanted to play on the schedule. Some of the events that I had crossed off, I'm going to go through and add back in. So um, so there's that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The people that are in for 5%. There's a lot of jealous people now.
Well, they should have played that crazy trivia game that I was subject to and terrorized
Like,
by.
I mean, if nothing else, I think, right? Like, you guys are in for $125 so far. So
Whoop, whoop.
that was,
That's 10%
that's
of
some
my
real.
ladies' event buy-in. So
There,
here we go.
there you go. And I gotta say, by the way, thank you, ASG. That was really cool of him. He said you didn't count on it, but you got a little piece of me in the summer too.
I love
So
that.
that's really really nice of him, and it's just cool the whole thing. Like, it's funny to be like somebody that comes into the poker world as somebody that you know, doesn't really want to be involved, and then you just meet all these super cool people. So it's been really
It's
fun.
been awesome, and I love when people help us. Like ASG is always helping us in the space behind the scenes. I had other people texting me when I was doing the fantasy draw and trying to get that together. They were texting me information. ASG was one of them again, and there were a few others. And I know you are, as well as I am, very appreciative when people pitch in and help us like that.
Yeah, and Donna Sherry isn't calling out here. We have a little this little group chat we have too. That's like the private chat that the I don't know, what are we calling
Team
it? Is it
software.
team
Team
software?
software.
Right? Our team software 5%er chat. Like, Sherry's in there, and I said I have 600 or something like that, or something to that effect, and somehow you thought I was out. So Sherry's like, "Well,
I was
congratulations,
so
great
like
run," and everybody's like, "Calm down, he's still
it
in."
was so bad. I was like, "Oh my god, he's still in." I can't remember. Let me go scroll back and see what if I can figure out what made me think you were out, because I was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of him. Congratulations." And then I think it was Snoop that was like, "Hey, he's still in." I was like, "Oh shit." It was
I was just picturing you. That was pretty funny. I was trying to keep up with that and send notes to my brother. So my brother, I sent him a text. I'm like, uh, you know, kind of deep in this, and he's like, "Well, what time's the final table?" And I'm like, "Uh-uh, we don't talk about the final table. I'm deleting this." you know. And if you're gonna come, you're gonna behave. So
I don't
he got there just in time for me, just as I best was walking to the payout line. So
Yeah,
well,
Avi was determined he wasn't coming to Vegas. So he was happy that you
but
bust before final table. Yeah.
Avi, yeah. Oh man, yeah. Avi would have been in trouble, because they had changed it. It was supposed to be last night, but then they said we want to televise it, so we're gonna move it to tomorrow. So, dude, Avi would have taken some big heat if he didn't
hell
get in.
yeah.
Like, I get it, I get it. If you got a couple hours notice, yeah, that's tough. But you got 24 hours notice. You better skedaddle
Okay, now
and get over
in
there.
my defense, I'm going to read from the chat because, it's nothing that is private, because it's
Yeah.
nothing to it. But Snoop says, let's go, Brian. And then you say 290 with tears like a crying emoji. And then good game. And
Uh,
then it says GG, which means good game. And then ASG says nice.
who said GG? I didn't
Well,
say
then
GG.
listen, let me finish. And then
Okay.
ASG goes nice first event result. So what does that sound like to you people?
Oh, it was all
So
ASG's.
I'm like, oh, he's out, bummer. And then I'm busy, so then I write, nice run, bud. And then Snoop says he's still in. Sherry laugh out loud. I was like, oh shit, this is so confusing. Which again, the written word, right, can cause confusion. So
It's all
um
right.
it was so funny. when Snoop said that, I was like, oh shit. But it's okay.
That's too
It's
funny.
okay.
I was just
I
laughing.
was too.
They had the they had the CBS film crew there from I think it's that the tough kind of news, the Sunday morning news. The guy that played got knocked out early, and I was just giving him shit half the time. I was like, "What's up, CBS News boy?" or whatever. You're not still in here? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Everybody's so serious
Well, and
when
you know, um, as we find out in spaces, sometimes people get wound up for no reason or invent a reason to get wound up. And, sometimes we're just wasting our time. And why? Life is so short to waste time on nonsense. But let's get into this coverage, shall we? And talk about
yeah,
event number.
give me one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh,
You go ahead. I'm going to do something
okay.
really quick.
Event number one came to a close. That was the 5K championship reunion, no limit tournament. Had 493 entries and a prize pool of $2,267,800. First prize went to Asher Conniff of the United States for 408 prize pack not package. $408,000 is what he won. I'm sorry, I'm trying to write a note while I do this, and I should know better by now. Rookie, rookie, rookie. He went heads up with Halil Teshurik of Turkey, who takes home 272,000. And just a side note, kind of battled back from a 5-1 chip deficit to win that tournament. That is some damn good poker playing in my book. So congratulations to him. Moving on to event number two was the casino in. Oh, let's try it again. Sherry, slow down. Event number two was a $500 casino employees no limit event. Had a
I heard Phil Hellmuth won that.
had Aria's number one employee. That event had 1,189 entries, a prize pool of 499,380. Joe Garcia of the United, or I'm sorry, Jose Garcia of the United States took home a prize of 79,000. Richard Radomir of the United States took home a little over 52K. And that is event number two. Event number three was the um, WSOP $500 kickoff, no limit freeze out. Of course, we're familiar with that because we've been railing our friend here in that tournament. And it's going to start today with, is it 8 remaining? Yeah, 8
Yeah,
remaining. I believe that table starts at 1 p.m. today. If I don't think I'm making that up. And
I'm not sure. Yeah,
yeah, I
I don't
think it
know.
does. Daniel Willis is in the Chipley with 23 million. Sean Smith has about 16 million. Michael Wang has 12 million, and Steve Borelli has about 10 million. So a lot of chips to be had. The prizes start out at first place is going to take home 175K. Second place will take home 117K, all the way to the min cash for 523rd place of $1,001. So that's event number three. Event number four is the $1,500 Omaha High Low 8 or Better tournament. Had 928 entries, a prize pool of 1.2 million. There are 22 remaining in that tournament. Do you have any comments on that?
No, I'm just about to hop in the elevator though, so I might lose you for.
That's okay, no problem. In that event number four, that Omaha event, Adam Natras of the United States has the biggest stack at 2.4 mil, followed by Oleski Filatov of the United States, who has 2.1 mil. James Chen of the United States has just a little bit less than Alaska. Alaska has $2,145,000. James has $2,100,000. So a lot of poker to be had there. A notable is our friend and my number one pick to. I can't say that because I think that Matt Savage is a great pick this year for the Hall of Fame too. But let's just say for right now, uh, I'm cheering for both of them. But you guys know John Sununu is somebody that we had on and interviewed and gave many reasons for him to be inducted this year. He is in eighth place as far as chip stack sizes go, with 1,135,000 in chips. And I hope that they are going to induct more than one person this year, and I hope they change the rules. And we always get into it, but I hope it's like one industry person and maybe two poker players. But whatever it is, we're gonna push for our favorites. And John Sununu and Matt Savage definitely are my favorites. And so I'm happy to see John at age 80 doing well in his second tournament of the week because he won a tournament over the weekend. So go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's baffling that he's not in the Hall of Fame. It's a glaring.
We can't hear you. You got to put your microphone
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
there.
Is that better?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. It's a glaring error that he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. Just really a big mistake. So needs to happen. I mean, honestly, like I think I think well, let's just say depending on who gets in, if it's not him, I'm gonna be really curious to see,
Right. I
if
totally agree.
it's yeah, I mean,
But I'm
it's
happy
just
that my campaign on social media is catching on. So now, like James Woods is retweeting about it and tweeting about it, and Ellen Kessler's tweeting about it, and we're tweeting about it. So I'm hoping that helps with the push for him to get inducted. There's no reason for him not to even, get nominated this year, for God's sakes.
yeah, I mean, my gosh. It's absurd. I mean, I didn't even, I mean, I obviously knew him and stuff like that, but like, the case hadn't been made for him. And after you really think about it and you're listening to all this stuff, it's like he should be in. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah,
So,
no more
hey, Brad,
excuses.
welcome, Brad. How you
Hey,
doing?
Hey, good
Brad.
morning, everybody. What's up, Sherry,
Hey,
Donna,
love.
Fatima?
Hi, Isaac, too. We didn't get a chance to speak with you yet either.
No, no
What's up,
worries. Hey,
Brian?
Oh,
I was
sorry
gonna
about
say I'm
that.
gonna make a shirt that says that he needs to be in the WSOP. We should all have a shirt that says that, like when we go play.
Hey,
In
Isaac.
the Hall of Fame.
I agree, Isaac. We should have shirts
Hey,
made. And
Donna. Hey, Brad. By the way, great run, man. I was loving every one of the tweets along the way. I was
Uh,
driving while you were doing your thing, man. Great run, man. Congratulations.
oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, man. A bunch of us were rooting you on, and I think it's cool that you had a couple people that had some sweats. I think it was ASG, Sherry, Snoop, and I'm
Avi,
missing somebody. Bobby,
Avi,
yes.
Avi.
So
Yeah,
that's fun, and man, hey, you outlasted Daniel Negreanu, you know,
that's right.
and
Level 32 end
And this guy,
boss.
and this guy's got, he's second in chips with like 17 to go, and finds a way to
Unbelievable.
dust it off.
I couldn't believe I could not believe when he's grabbing his stuff and walking out. I'm like, honestly, like I guess the hand is whatever, but
Yeah,
it's kind of like that deal with Chance, right? Like it's not like me. I got what 400. I got like four bigs or four. I've got like 2 rounds or something
right,
like
right,
that
right.
in chips. Like not much thought there, but like you've got you're near or in the chip lead almost. Like I mean,
I
geez.
actually think the play from both players is pretty crazy. to 3-bet jam for like, I don't know, 100 bigs when you're second in chips or first in. He was chip leading actually, I think at the time, and the guy who's second in chips calls off with tens, which I also think is kind of crazy. But either way, it gets in and it holds. It's just wild hand, I guess.
It is, but that's the thing, and that's where like the argument there, Brad, of Negreanu and all these guys not sitting over there in their little cushy corner with their ICM chop calculators out or their ICM calculators out to know whether they should or shouldn't call off with tens, and they all know what each other is going to do, so they jam in there, you know, and he jammed into the guy that's in the, $500 tournament. He's going to call off there, and that's his mistake. He should if he's going to be player of the year, he should be able to beat that guy too.
Yeah.
Not just the guy that's at the top, not just Peter, what is his name? Like D'Angelo or I don't know. Anyway, all these
Nick
guys,
Petrangelo, maybe? Is that who you're talking about?
yeah, yeah, I can't pronounce his name. Yeah. But like it shouldn't be just like these guys sitting in the corner of the World Series of the year every year, like dividing it up. So it's good to see them in. It was good to see Sean Deep in there and Daniel in there. And you got to go through the masses if you want to win it. Yeah, go get your player of the year through your high roller Daniel Negreanu version of the World Series of Poker, but you've got to go through us too. You know, the World Series of Poker always been about like the common man can come there and scale the wall and beat the end boss, right? Like but like not if they make it so that those guys have their own version of the World Series of Poker and they just sit over there in the corner and every year they take down the player of the year because their buy-ins are so high that it gives them enough points and they don't really have that many people to get through. I mean, Negreanu going through, almost 3,500 players, but again, you see like his thinking there, right, Brad? In his tournaments, they're never calling off there. That guy is never
Right.
calling off. He knows that guy's got to have a lot better than that. And there aren't many times where that guy's going to have a hand like that in that position. So it's just, it's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
to him. And
Those are such great
you've got to be
points.
able to adjust.
Those are such great points. And I love that you say that, these top players need to get through everybody, not just people that play exactly like they play or close to like they play. Because that's what we're doing, right? I mean, that's what we do every time. We play with people that play like us. We play with people that don't play with us. And that's a lot of the variance we face every day. So I like what you said there, Brian.
What did you get?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna leading into your POI stuff conversation. I was just gonna ask, what did you guys think of the POI changes this year? You guys like it? Don't like it? I can kind of recap it if you guys don't know what that entails.
I mean, I know my big thing is always how does it affect that picture where Negreanu, because there was like a year where they didn't play any of these kind of events. They sat over there in the corner, and then at the end, it was all between two or three guys that only play exclusively high stakes, carnival games over there. And so, like I said, I told Daniel yesterday, I said, look, I don't know the structure as far as how this is going to affect the points and things like that. I mean, I know what it is. I don't know the effect that it's going to have. Andy Block said that a, a third place in a big field event is the equivalent of a first place a in one of the high roller events. So I don't know how that affects it, but that's what I was saying to Daniel. The fact that I see you in this tournament tells me that that we may have the right mix.
I think it's
If I
very
see them in these tournaments, then
I think
great.
it's very important. I don't agree with the online bracelets having the same weight as a bracelet won at a live event. So I like the fact that they made that change to one
Right.
bracelet counting. I'm still not sure. I like that's the solution. Um, Honestly, why not just make the online events like a circuit event, like you're getting a ring instead of a bracelet? To me, it makes more sense to make online like a circuit event versus a
Right.
bracelet. So anyway, if you have any other comments you'd like to make on that subject, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I think the first thought I have is all in all, I really like the transition. I do like that um, somebody doesn't just go get 35 caches because they're playing 150 events because they can rack up a bunch of events online and live and whatnot. And it's capped at 10 events. You got to have at least 5 caches. Max 10 caches qualify, and I do like that they switched to the only one cache from the online bracelet series counts. But what I don't understand, it seems awfully fucking simple to me. Why not just have like an online player of the year and a live player of the year? I don't understand why that's not a thing. It seems very simple to me to accomplish, and I don't understand why that hasn't even been on the
And
table.
Well,
that's a great
I think,
point. Sorry, Brian.
yeah, go ahead.
That's
You can go ahead.
that's a great point because there are a lot of folks that will never play a live event because they just prefer being online. So why aren't we recognizing them and honoring them for their hard work, dedication, and accomplishments online? I think that's a very valid point.
But I think it should still be like kind of where you're leaning, Sherry. Is it really the World Series of Poker? I mean, like it's almost like a circuit event more, than
Well, and I look at it from, I live in a state that we don't have legal poker. And so I can't even play WSOP online unless I go to one of those states, right? And that's how most of us in the United States and the world are. And so,
right,
so is it really the world playing in those tournaments, or is it just those few states of people? So
right.
I don't know. We just need to, it's going to evolve, as time goes on. The it has to evolve because it's new. It's relatively new, and as things work and don't work, they'll make the changes. But I think treating it like a circuit event is really, for me, I think that's the way to go. But here we are.
I I I don't know. I think as I said before, I think if you're gonna call them bracelet events, then you can't have one bracelet be the thing. Like you have to, either it's a bracelet event or it isn't. So like if it is a bracelet event, then you can't just say, oh well, online should only count as one bracelet. Although I would be
Yeah, you can.
I am more of an advocate that they should just turn all of the online events into hybrid, where the final table is live, and then
That would be
I would
fantastic.
love that too, just because I love watching live
I
poker.
like that idea too.
I'm selfish, but I love that idea. ASG, thank you.
yeah, and that would also get rid of a lot of like concerns about whether or not somebody was using GTO Wizard to get a bracelet or whatever. Well, you still at least got to win the final table.
Right, right,
Right. I
But do
agree.
you,
100%.
hi, Brad. Sorry, I didn't say hi to you earlier. But do you think now that the WSOP have got the circuits and they've got the rings and they've got the bracelets, are they as prestigious as they once were? The only prestigious one in my eyes is the main event. That
That's
is
a
the
really.
one.
I think this is a really good question. I mentioned this before, but if you go back and you guys can give me a quote, go back and give me the actual numbers, but I'm just estimating. But if we go back like 10 years ago, there was probably about 50 or 60 bracelets. And then you go back like 5 years ago, there's probably like 75 bracelets, 80 bracelets, something like that. And here we are, we got over 100 bracelets. So as a whole, in my mind, honestly, I think it's actually done the opposite. It makes bracelets just from a real basic supply and demand concept, it devalues the overall mentality of having a bracelet, in my opinion.
I don't I don't know, Brad. I mean, um, I, I the year Johnny Backs finished third in the main, he calls me or he texts me that he's he was depressed. He woke up depressed. You know, uh, I mean, like honestly, like, and even sitting in this event, like, I mean, I try not to think. I'm not thinking about the bracelet,
Right.
but like afterwards, like, you know, if I'm thinking about, you know, finishing at the top, money or bracelet, it's like bracelet by a whole lot. Now, I'm not maybe average person, but but you know, and the money isn't going to change my life at all, you know, really. But
No,
it's like I was saying, the I just shot the ending to the vlog, and I'll tell you what it was. It's that the $175,000 can come and go, but the bracelet's forever, you know.
right.
And
And
that's
I think many
the dream,
people
you know.
feel the exact same way you do, Brian. I do think that there are so many bracelets that it dilutes the importance of that bracelet.
That's the
But
word I
I
was looking for.
but I
Yeah.
also understand that there's so, like, how do you not give a bracelet to the different games that we have? The Raz, the Omaha, the Stud, the No Limit, the whatever. You know, you can't give a bracelet to one type of game and not celebrate those winners that are playing those other variations of the game. So it gets to be tricky, but I definitely get the point of view that it kind of, dilutes it. But at the same token, it just shows how much we've grown as a community. And why not reward those successes?
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I will say though is like kind of leaning into your previous comment though, like so let's say like those 100 live events where I was talking, and we've probably, you know, increased at least by 50% over the last 5 or 10 years in the number of live bracelets. Forget the online stuff and the Bahamas stuff. And I think they were doing one, there was going to be a Europe bracelet tour, but I don't know, like all these other bracelets that are popping up that they're doing now, I'm not a fan of. Even the Bahamas thing, I don't really particularly care for that personally. You know, if they want to do like a winter bracelet thing, all the power to them.
Right, right.
But
Yeah,
I just don't think it. I don't. I actually think it to what you were saying about it diluting. I think it devalues just a bracelet in general. The main event bracelet's always going to be a main event bracelet. That'll never be devalued. Nobody can,
well,
but I just think a bracelet in general. I mean, you can get them online.
maybe
You don't even have to show your
maybe
face, to get a bracelet anymore.
I agree. I
maybe
agree
we
completely.
maybe hey Brad, maybe we aren't in that much of a different place because my thinking is, you know, if it's a World Series event, I consider a World Series event, you're in Vegas in June, you know, and back when they did the November 9, certainly those were, but like, you're in Vegas in the summer and you're at the horseshoe now, you know. I don't consider any of that outside of Vegas. As Sherry always knows, until I win one, then those are totally
Then it's a
legit
different story.
bracelets. Yeah,
He's
Then
very
it
fully
counts.
legit.
he's very fickle that way.
Yeah, and it depends on your definition of devalue. Like to the, everybody still wants one. Maybe the public doesn't care as much if you say you got one, but it's still everybody wants one. When you're looking at Hall of Fame, a lot of people look at how many bracelets you have, um, more than WPT championships or whatever. So
Yeah, well, to that point, let's rewind like 20 years. Let's go 20 years ago, because there was only, like I was saying, like 50 different bracelets out there. And if bracelets are the mark that we're looking at to say, hey, this guy doesn't have any bracelets, but he's got a shit ton of caches, but this other person has got a little bit less caches, got more bracelets, and the bracelets are going to carry more weight. Moving forward into this next generation where we got 2-3x the amount of bracelets that are available than were back then that's kind of goes down that road of what I was saying. Well, just everybody's going to have one. and I'm using everybody really, really loosely in that context, but it just it does take away, I think. Now I do agree with what Sherry was saying, like going from 50 to 100 live bracelets over the last 15 years or whatever. That is a testament to the growth of poker and these other games getting highlighted, I think. And I'm not talking about the PLO games. Like there's probably a Big O bracelet out there. There probably wasn't one of those very long time, not too long ago. And some of these other games that may not have had bracelets in the past, these mixed games, and they're doing different variations of mixes. If you notice, I've seen lots of like PLO and Hold'em mix, just PLO and Hold'em mix, and just different like little ways to bring in other, like you said, variations to the game. And I do think that the growth of the live bracelet events is truly a testament to the growth of the poker community over the last couple decades. I like what they're doing this year with the POI change. I really like what they're doing with the payout structure. It's another question I have for you guys. I didn't like the Commerce deal. I didn't like the Bahamas deal. It felt very much just thrown together. It didn't seem to have a lot of foresight, but all in all, the WSOP brand itself isn't going anywhere. So,
Right on.
Well, also, Brad, to dump that in the middle of the big WPT event is just asinine.
Yeah, it didn't make sense then. It doesn't make sense now.
It makes you look
Yeah.
bad. It makes you look bad too.
Well,
But it's competition. Don't you think it's competition against these other brands that are so expanded? I mean,
Of course.
WPT,
Absolutely.
EPT, like, even Triton. Triton is doing big things on the other side of the water, right? And
Absolutely.
I think
Well,
they just feel the pressure, and I think they're trying to figure it out. Like y'all are saying, I totally agree with that. And I think in regards to the bracelets, for real, I think bracelets should only be one in Vegas, personally.
Great take.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
I could have got a
Go ahead.
bracelet and I turned it down for 10 minutes of following somebody from
Yes,
Sean
you did.
Dean.
Yes, you did. People may not know that if they haven't been in spaces long enough. Sean Deeb offered Donna one of his bracelets if she would
His
follow
neck
this
bracelet.
follow this jackass on Twitter, and Donna refused because who wants to follow a jackass on Twitter? But anyway, she did
It
turn
was
down that bracelet.
for 10 minutes.
Yep,
But my
For 10
principles
minutes,
was I cannot be bought.
that's right.
I can't either, Donna. But a bracelet is a bracelet. Let me
Well,
know
what's
who
the
I
point
gotta
of having a
follow.
bracelet that you didn't win?
Wait,
I gotta follow Eden Rocks, or who do I gotta follow?
ASG, say that again, please.
I said, what's the point of having a bracelet you didn't win?
It's
Bars.
just fun for the brag.
Well, it
It
is
would
fun
have
for the
been from
brag.
Sean too.
And
What?
like Phil Hellmuth gives away his bracelets, but there's a meaning behind it. Somebody that supported him, his brother, his son, whatever there's a meaning behind giving it. And in this case, the meaning would have been Donna followed somebody on Twitter, and she just stood her ground and said she couldn't be blocked, which is very noble.
That is a hilarious story. I didn't hear that.
Hey,
Donna,
Donna,
Yeah.
for the future, Donna, you can say that was social charity. You know what I'm saying? So that way it'll justify it well.
I love it. But I need to talk about Brad for a minute. Brad's been with us in the spaces since day one, and I consider him a friend. He is a WPT streamer. He's on the stream team, and recently he won a 12K package, WPT package, which I'm very excited about for him. But Brad, tell us about what when you stream and how we can find you on your stream channel.
I appreciate you, Sherry. That's very kind of you.
Absolutely, bud.
I stream for the Club WPT community. We call ourselves the Stream Team Fam. I stream every Sunday. We usually have 3 to 4 big events every day that could be as small as $500 prize pool to a This Sunday, or there's going to be one, I think, at the end of this month. It's going to be a 17K total package event. But usually they range from like 1K to like 10K cash prize pools. And there's usually 3 or 4 of them every day. And I stream on Sundays. And I just have a lot of fun. You'll oftentimes catch me singing and air guitaring, and I'm playing poker, and I'm listening to music. We're playing music. I often do collaborations with DJs on my stream, and I really just enjoy being on the rail, honestly. So, like a lot of times in my streams, I'm just bringing up other people's tables. You're not just watching me click buttons. So. And it's fun. We get to have a nice rail. I've had ASG up in the streams. He's been playing on Club WPT, and he's been absolutely crushing. And it's just a lot of fun. This last Sunday, we had somebody win the 10K event. It was $2,500, I think, to the winner. And it was, oh my God, it was just so much fucking fun. And,
How do we find you on Twitch, Brad?
My channel is in my profile. The Twitch, it's just Brad_Braulio84. But yeah, I stream every Sunday. Minus big holidays and stuff. But yeah, appreciate the shout out.
You bet, bud. We love you here, and I hope to see you soon. And good luck on the felt and with your stream. I also want to give a little shout out to Asimov. Isaac, as I know him, of course, because I call him a friend now too. Tell us about your Green Visor group. What's going on? And tell us about it so maybe other folks will get into it.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Brad, I was trying to follow you right now, but I couldn't find your. I was trying to get it on the underscore so I could follow you. So I'll make sure I get that before we get off.
I have if you go into my profile, there's the actual link. You can just click it. It should take you right there.
Yeah, that's what I tried. And stupid ass iPhone, what it did was it took me to Safari. Safari took me to the fucking App Store, and then when I hit open, it takes me to Twitch, which I already have, which is what's hilarious. But it didn't take you to your profile. So I'm
I'll
like,
shoot you.
appreciate you, bro. Hell yeah. But yeah, I am a proud member and co-founder of the Green Visor Gang. We are originally a Web3 trade group from an NFT project, which means that NFTs wear different clothes, hats, and whatnot. We had all kind of formed together under the Green Visor that there was in the project. So we would go by Gamblers, and at this point, I just knew Mac, who's the founder. We were cool friends from being inside of this NFT community together. And we started playing for a while. What we would do was we would, everybody would chip in 0.01 in Ethereum, which is like, it's kind of always historically been somewhere between 15 and $25. It's a little more now, but at the time, that's what it was. We would chip in our money, play, and then whoever won got an NFT that we would purchase with that money or that cryptocurrency. And we ran it like that for quite a bit as part of the project. Then we were like, you know what? We really love playing poker. We kind of want to get into other communities. We kind of maybe want to start using this money that we collect to like throw in real life events or something like that, or maybe send somebody to an event. So we broke off, and when we broke off, we you know, came back as the Green Visor Gang, because Green Visors, there's like that's like old school Vegas, which is like what a lot of us are all about. I'm all about that, like super, all about that, and it's also like my tout to Hunter S. Thompson, because as he was in in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he was wearing that while he was performing all of his savagery, and I salute that. Um, yeah, and once we broke off and became our own poker club, we just started doing the same exact thing, pulling together our money, buying NFTs, and which is really cool because certain NFTs cost a lot, right? So the purpose was to basically like lower the exposure of getting into things that are high ticketed. And we've done that for several things now. We've done that for some in real life experiences. We're doing it currently for the WSOP main event. we have something called the GVG 500 Pass, which you mint it on our website, which is greenvisorgang.com. It gives you a pass that makes you part of our club, one, and also gives you the chance to get into this game we have right now, where there are currently only 25 players playing for a WSOP main event seat and your accommodations. So I think it's around what, maybe like 13K, the
What a
total.
great opportunity. You guys are doing great things. I
Thank you.
appreciate that update. And tell us just briefly about the event you guys had at the Poker Go studio about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that came kind of super all of a sudden, right? It was announced a couple of months ago, and the moment it was announced, I was like, "Oh man, we have to take part in this." Right? And I know B-52 Bomber, he pretty much is the director for the Poker Go NFT project. And I reached out, and after that, I started working on crowdfunding, and I was actually able to get an amazing friend of mine, my buddy Scott, who is also the founder and owner of a couple big projects in the NFT space. One called Dippies, and another one that is LGBT, like I guess you could say just an LGBT project. It's called the Gay Alien Society. This dude is like a serial entrepreneur, and he used to play poker professionally himself years ago. So, we had a discussion, and he was like, "You know what? I want to help support this," and he sponsored us to be able to become part of the event and get 10 seats. So what we did is we in turn took those seats and we offered those in a series of free rolls that we ran in our club. And yeah, we gave 10 people the opportunity who were either members of our community or other NFT poker clubs to all play for these seats. And a couple of the tickets, we reserved them for the GVG 500 holders. So two people won their seats from like a pool of only like 20 people. So it was fantastic. It was
Look
really
at
cool.
here. Look at this. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Look at this amazing grassroots effort that has sent 10 people via staking or sponsorship to a Poker Go event. And now they're working on sending somebody to the main event. And it's just a simple grassroots effort. I love it, Isaac. Good job to you and the gang.
Oh, thank you so much. And believe me, like at the end of the day, we do this because we're players ourselves. Like last year was my first WSOP. I've only really been playing for like a couple of years, seriously. And it's been amazing. Like poker has changed my life, and I'm past my 30s, but this has been crazy. Like I've been able to like be in some amazing tables, playing against people I've watched since I was way younger. Um, I've been blessed enough that I actually got to cash last year at the WSOP. I got to play in the main event and a couple other big events. It's crazy. It's been crazy, and then we've really come full circle by really being able to like bring the Web3 side into the real life side, because that's kind of like our goal at this point. Besides, yeah, as we've always been, to get people into bigger ticket things for a smaller entry, is like to now like really bridge the NFT world with real life poker world. Because I mean, we're all degens at the end of the day. Like everybody who's in the NFT space is a huge risk taker, because you're taking risks on all these,
Absolutely.
you're taking risks on all these companies that are. It's almost like
Absolutely.
a crowdfunding situation, really. So you see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you already know, Donna. So it's like now I feel like our goal for the next couple of years is to just get bigger. Like this year, we're sending one person to the main event. Next year, we're gonna want to send 10. And the NFT Poker Championship, we're already discussing the next one. So
I
really,
love it.
it's just building. We just want to build, and we want anybody who wants to build with us, come get with the gang. If
Great job, Isaac. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you know that Donna put a couple of things in the chat of this space. She put a link to the Green Visor Gang. She also put the link for Brad's channel. And she also put a link to my YouTube channel. So please subscribe, you guys. Check us out. We appreciate all the support. Isaac, thank you for that update. I think we need to go back to this coverage of the WSOP because I know we all have things to do today, and hopefully that all includes some poker as well. Um, did we, did we?
But before you move on, thank you
Yep,
so
go
much.
ahead.
I really appreciate you, Sherry. You're always showing love to all of us. You're always like giving us a platform whenever you can. And I see you in our spaces sometimes. You don't even come up, but I see you there. So I do appreciate you so much. I can't wait to meet you and hug you in real life.
I
Like I
look
feel like I
forward to
know
that
you.
hug. I look forward to that hug. I look forward to meeting your beautiful bride. And thank you for the kind words. I feel like, part of my job in life is to support others. And if I can do that on spaces, I'm going to do it. And gladly so. So thank you for the kind words, Isaac, very much. I
A-
appreciate it.
Hang
Absolutely.
on, Mike.
And what chat, by the way? I keep hearing you mention a chat.
Okay, down in the bottom right corner, you see like a thought bubble or what do you call it?
You mean, oh, okay, you mean that. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
you mean
just
the
click on that.
comments.
Yep, the
Gotcha.
comments, and then you'll see where Donna has tagged us for tagged some things for us, and I appreciate you, Donna. Did you have something to add, Donna?
Yeah. Are you married or are you getting married, Isaac?
Oh, I'm married. I've been
Okay.
married.
I'm going to say,
I've been married forever.
damn, I'm going to miss out on a Vegas wedding.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yo, if I ever renew my vows, you guys are there. All right?
Hell
You guys are
yeah!
there.
It's
Okay.
not first time I got off a plane last time and I went straight to a Vegas wedding.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was so fun. Only one missing for that wedding was Brian. It would have been so much fun if he was with us too, because he would not have believed his eyes. Oh Lord! All right, Brian, you still there, bud? We may have lost him.
Yeah, I lost him in editing.
That's okay. I'm going to go over event 7 and maybe he can come back on and reconnect or whatever. Event 7 was the dealer's choice $1,500 dealer's choice event. They had a prize pool of 707,530 entries. There's 106 remaining. First place is going to get 138K. The min cash at 80th place is going to get $3,017 for their efforts. Michael Wagner is at the chip lead with 272,000, followed by Jacob Hamed of the United States with 262,000. Benny Glazer's in third place from the United Kingdom with 261K.
Go,
And
Benny.
there you go. And in fourth place in chip stacks is Scott Bowman from the US with 259K. And in fifth place is Andrew Casal from the United States with 240K in chips. And
There we go.
again, I'm just rounding the numbers so that I don't have to give every penny. So, Brian, have you had a chance to look at the Heads Up tournament at all?
I haven't. I walked out of
That's
the
okay.
tournament. I went over to dinner, which by the way, don't go to the steakhouse there at the Horseshoe. It's the guy, $90
The one in Paris is pretty good.
$90 for a steak, which is fine, whatever. It's,
As long as
but
it's good.
but if you're gonna charge $90 for a steak, number one, it better be a great cut of steak, and number two, you better cook it to temperature. If you cannot cook the steak to temperature, this is not Denny's, like I'm
Yeah,
at Denny's, fine.
Brian. Next time I would recommend the one at Paris that overlooks the strip.
What
Okay,
is
we'll have
that
to
one
try that.
called? I haven't tried that one either. Anybody want to look that up? Let us know. If not, it's okay. I'll find it.
My
Um,
my my brain was off, and that was where we were headed on the dinner break. I figured, well, I'll eat there. It'll be easier, and then I busted out the dinner break. So,
well, that's a bummer. We cannot hear you. Your voice is
oh,
fading.
sorry about that. Is
That's
this
okay.
better? Am
Well,
I better
yes, it
now?
is. And I'm going to tell you what, Snoop came into the space yesterday and paid you homage. Homage. because he was, and I'm going to just keep talking so you can hear how it sounds when we start to lose you. So it fades away. And he was trying to do the same thing, paying you homage yesterday. And I thought it was quite funny whether he
That is
realized
so funny.
he was doing it or not. But anyway, event 6 was the 25,000 heads up no limit tournament. There's a prize pool of 1.5 million. There were 64 entries, 16 remain. First place is going to get a half a million, second 300,000, third through fourth places are going to get 180K, fifth through eighth place are going to get 86,000. What I found interesting are some of the notables that are out. And I'm sure it's a great event. I used to love to watch it when they broadcasted it because I think it's a fun event to watch. But some of the people that are out are Nick Schulman, who lost to Michael Steele, Scott Seaver, who lost to Ian Matakis. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Um, Dario Sammartino lost to John Smith, who is a crusher player, right? A notable that's still in it, Matthew Higgins, beat Julian Martini. Somebody that's out right now, or I should say it the other way, celebrating is James Gorham, who took out Sean Deeb. And Marco Grulich took out Alan Foxen. Those are some pretty big names that are already out of that event, don't you think, Brian? Uh-oh, did we lose them?
And the steakhouse at Paris, Las Vegas is called Gordon Ramsay Steak.
Oh, Gordon's.
No, not that one. The Eiffel Tower restaurant.
And there's the 2023 Eiffel Tower restaurant.
Awesome.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower restaurant. I went when my brother got married. We did there for his like kind of bachelor party meal, and yeah, it was great.
I've
By the
heard of
way,
it, and I can co-sign that. I've heard good things about it.
I
I
can't
don't
wait.
think I don't think you were here, ASG. Thank you very much for the percentage, my friend. That was unexpected and like totally made my day. It's really really kind of you. That's so awesome.
Well, now you're putting the pressure on the rest of us, ASG, to be good Samaritans.
No, no, no. I'm not saying it for that.
I
I'm
know
just
you're not.
saying
Look,
it
I know
was
you're not.
totally nice and I
Look, I
appreciate
know you're not, but I have to poke at you about something. I haven't really
yeah,
spoken to you for 2 days.
it's
We're
been
just
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to poke at you about something. But you know what? I'm going to go over quickly. Do you have the win schedule?
I am not with my laptop this morning.
Okay, so let me go over
Have
some
it
of the
with it.
tournaments around town. So, first of all, the MGM Grand has started their summer poker festival, and they actually started on Wednesday, and I just completely forgot. So, we want to catch everybody up on the MGM Summer Poker Festival. Today at 11 o'clock is their 400 pot limit Omaha Championship. It starts at 11. There's a 30K guarantee and a 25K starting stack, 20-minute levels. At 1 p.m. is the $300 no limit grand stack, which is also a 25K starting stack, 30-minute levels with a 25 guarantee. At 6 p.m., there's a $240 no limit double green chip bounty, a 20K starting stack, 20/30 minute blinds, which means they start out at 20 minutes and at some point they'll go to 30 minutes, and that's a 10K guarantee. Tomorrow at the MGM Summer Poker Festival, they're going to have a $400 no limit grand stack that starts at 11, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds, 40K guarantee, and at 6 p.m. they're going to have a $240 no limit double green chip bounty tournament, 20K starting stacks, 20/30 minute blinds, 10K guarantee. That's what's happening at the MGM. At the Golden Nugget, they're going to have a 10 a.m. invitational only tournament. So don't go there for 10 a.m., which is right now you would be late because there's nothing there for you until 11 o'clock. There's a no limit $250,000 guarantee. Flight A, $250 buy-in, 20K starting stack, 30/40 minute blinds. And I'm just going to tell you that's a 22% rake on that tournament. At 3 p.m., there's flight B to that tournament. It's a $250 buy-in. At 4 p.m., there's a NPF qualifying tag team. Again, that's an invitational. You're not invited. You don't go to it. At 7 p.m., there's a turbo no limit tournament, 250,000 guarantee. That's flight C at the Golden Nugget. At the Aria, today is the 30th, right? The Aria
Oh, no,
on
it's the first.
31st.
No, 31st.
30,
Yeah.
31st. Thank you. 11 a.m. at the Aria is a $600 no limit tournament with a 30K starting stack, 150K guarantee. At the Win at 1,800 hours is a no limit turbo, $1,100 buy-in, and that is a 25K starting stack, $100,000 guarantee at the Win. At the Venetian, we have an 11:10 a.m. start on an $1,100 no limit ultimate stack, 150K guarantee day one, and that starts at 11:10. So good luck at the Venetian if you're going to that. At the Orleans at 11 o'clock, there's a horse championship, $1,100 buy-in, a $100,000 guarantee. That's only a 9.1% rate, just an FYI. At 4 p.m. at the Orleans, there's an Omaha 8 stud 8 10K guarantee, $200 buy-in, and that's a 25K starting stack. At 6 p.m. at the Orleans, no limit super stack, 20K guarantee, $200 buy-in, and that's a 25K starting stack. And we already talked about the bracelet events at the WSOP today. So there's your update on what's going on around town. Brian has made his way home today. But I do have a couple of did you know questions, and then we're going to go back to that question I posed earlier. Did you know that in the history of the WSOP main event, no one has ever won the final hand with pocket aces? However, two runner-ups lost the final hand when their aces got cracked. Can you imagine being heads up in the main event and you have pocket aces and you're like, yes, and then they
Yeah,
get cracked?
Sherry, I'll be happy to try to fade the streak for a good cause.
I'm with you, brother. And did you know that the first ladies event was a $100 buy-in, and it was a 7-card stud tournament in
Oh,
1977? So
cool.
just some fun facts to share today. Now let's go back to that question, Brian. You might have been on the plane when I posed it, so I'm going to and some folks may have just tuned in. So I'm going to pose it again, and I would like us to discuss it if you guys want to. And welcome to the panel, Vegas Dave. I saw some tweets yesterday and this morning concerning people at the poker table in a hand. And I'm going to tell you that one of the tweets I saw, it was a picture of the guy in the solver, and I couldn't tell if he was in the hand or not. But the video that I reposted this morning is a video of a guy on a solver, on a GTO Wizard, it looks like. And he has his phone on the rail with a GTO Wizard or some kind of solver on it. I shouldn't say it's GTO because I have no proof of that. Whatever. And he's in a hand and he's looking down at the chart and then looking at his hand, trying to decide if he's going to play the hand or not. So, tell me your thoughts about that, Brian. What do you think about those solvers at the table?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's cheating. I mean, if I was there, I would do everything that I could to not only get the person thrown out of the tournament, but also banned from as many places as I possibly could.
Well, and we're
Pictures of
losing
them
you.
online. I would have pictures of them online and everything. So, yeah, definitely.
Brian, you're cutting in and out again. And let's just go over the rule for a minute. The players will be penalized if caught referencing a solver during a live hand, and the WSOP reserves the right to issue penalties to players who are using solvers in between hands. But I think part of the ruling is, and if somebody wants to post the rules about that, that's great. I think part of it is that they can ban you for using a solver, if my memory serves me correctly.
It's
You will be,
cheating.
yeah, you'll be trespassed, and you won't be able to play the WSOP ever again.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing, Sherry, I wanted to mention again today, like I almost feel like I want to keep it my secret, but I gotta share since it was brought to me. If you're going into day two, go on Chance Corneth's site, Chip Leader Coaching, and he's got a cool new tool. It's so simple, like I'm surprised I didn't think about it myself. Where you put in all the names and the chip counts, and it automatically pulls in their Hendonma profiles. It was so absurd. I'm sitting at the table telling people what their career earnings were, you know,
Well,
and
and you know why he's laughing is because somebody with the name of software should have thought about that
yeah,
software
for sure.
to design for us. So, but thank God Chance did it, because what a tool. Excuse me. What a tool it is to have at your fingertips when you're going into the final tables of a tournament, and you can quickly access who your opponents are. Now, I'm going to tell you, Brian, it's a tool that I probably would not use, because I just rather not know. I just rather go to that table and let the cards lie where they land, and just play the tournament and not fill my head with information that I personally um,
Right.
would not want in my head. I just want to stay focused in the moment on the cards, but that's just me. But I think that tool is amazing. And I love that you plugged it, and I hope we remember to plug it every day.
You have to do what is good for you to prepare. To be able to, like I was saying yesterday, 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I said, I bet the table draws are out. So I went and looked, and to be able to post that in the Spaces community, start sending me DMs of links to people's videos and all kinds of different stuff. Like by the time I woke up at 8 a.m., I had all kinds of stuff to be able to go through, and truth be told, it really helped. I mean, honestly, like so, it was really good to for me. I really used a lot of that, and
Awesome. And
a
I
key
know,
piece was that tool for sure.
well, and I know that a lot of people were helping you gather that information. And again, kudos to our spaces folks, because we all pitch in when there's a need, and whether that need is information or anything else. And it's awesome that we have such an amazing community, and it gets better every day. I love that. Do you want to talk about what you've got going on with your daughter today? Brian, hit that microphone button.
Why did I turn it off? Sorry about that. Back
That's
in town. Just landed back in town. Haven't even made it home. I'm actually at a hotel. Long story, but anyway, we're gonna stay here for the day, and then uh, do things to get Hannah ready for the baccalaureate. Last week, the school tried to tell her, a 4.2 student, that she was failing everything and wasn't going to graduate because, or not, she wasn't going to be allowed to walk, even though she had all the credits and everything. But she's had a lot of just issues with being able to do stuff this year, and so we were able to get that straightened out during the tournament too, and so she's gonna have her baccalaureate tonight, and then
Awesome. Congratulations to her. Congratulations for mom and dad. You're graduating high
Yeah,
school too. And that's always a fun day in the life of a parent. It's finally over. Those
yeah,
12 years of school, of homework, of projects, of washing uniforms, of driving them back and forth, that nonsense is finally over. So congratulations to
done.
you
Yeah,
too.
yeah. She's gonna actually graduate next Friday, and then I'm gonna look at the schedule to see if I'm gonna go back before
Okay.
then. I
Awesome.
am
Brian, you're fading
just
in and out, bud.
just between all of us. I am thinking about maybe selling to the main a little bit. So we'll see. You know, now that we have a little bit of cash under the belt, it makes that more likely. So we'll see
Okay.
how the series goes.
All
But
right. You'll keep us
yeah,
apprised about that and we'll get that out. And I'm actually thinking about doing a package myself. We'll see. Um, I think I'm going to try to think about that next week if I'm going to do it or not. And I've done packages before, but I've really kept them close knit to just a certain group. But I may just do one for the spaces so that I can, if it works out, because I'd like to play that poker news tournament, but I'd like to like get staked for like several of the deep stack tournaments, and then if I'm lucky enough to be top 10 point getter of the week and get into that poker news tournament, whoever staked me into those night or to those deep stacks would also get a piece of that poker news tournament. So I'm kind of thinking about that. I really just need to sit down and look at it. I don't do markup, so it wouldn't be for markup. But anyway, I think it might be just something fun to add to what I'm doing in Vegas. So let's go around the horn. First, I'm going to start with, Vegas Dave. I wanted to give you a chance to talk before we left. So I'm going to invite you to come back up if you'd like to chat with us for a few minutes. ASG, any further comments or questions before we sign off, bud?
No, just yeah, Brian, you just keep making final two tables
yeah,
in all the tournaments, and you'll have the main event seat ready to go.
yeah. There we go.
It's that easy.
I
There we
love
go.
that. Perfect. See, easy peasy, Brian.
Yep,
Easy peasy.
just
I
like that.
just like that. Isaac, you have any questions, closing comments?
No, just y'all have a great day. Dope morning space. Always good to get the day started talking about poker. Yeah. I can't wait to get to Vegas. I'm still actively looking for the right Airbnb. Um, so if any of y'all know people in Vegas who have Airbnbs or whatnot, please do let me know. Send me some references. Sherry's already sent me one. I appreciate her for that. Yeah, just follow me, hit me in the DM. And yeah, I'll greatly appreciate it. I'm looking for a place from the 1st to like the 14th of July. I'll probably be there myself, um, maybe a week or sooner than that. So, but that'll be like me probably crashing at a friend's and hitting as many events as I can before the rest of the gang gets there. So, yeah, appreciate y'all and can't wait for the next space. I'll see you later on, actually, for yours, Sherry.
Perfect.
And yeah, all love y'all.
Oh, same to you, bud. And that and what he's alluding to, we're doing that 4:30 space Pacific time with Sean McCormick. So don't miss it. There's going to be some fun surprises during that. Vegas Dave, good morning or afternoon for you. So how you doing, bud?
No, it's Vegas. Dave needs to be in prison, Sherry.
Thanks for the clarification. I just wanted to chime in before we signed off. They were talking about those restaurants in Paris, and there's also one that overlooks the strip. That's a French bistro steakhouse type of place. It's called Mon Ami Gabi, or something close to that.
Oh, thank you for that update. I appreciate that. Another restaurant to add to my list of things to do when I'm in Vegas.
Yeah, the speaker said it was overlooking the strip. So that might have been the one they were talking about, because I've eaten there a few times sitting out there. It's nice ambiance.
No, I was referring to Eiffel Tower Restaurant, but thanks. Yeah, I was referring to Eiffel Tower Restaurant. I was the one who mentioned it, but yeah, that I'm not familiar with that one, but yeah, I'm sure it's decent too.
Wow.
Is the Eiffel Tower, are you sitting at street level or way above street level?
Street level.
Gotcha. So maybe it's both. I've only eaten at the one I mentioned, but I'll have to try the other. I'll have to try the other one this time.
Street level, and you can actually see the Bellagio fountains if you get the right outdoor seat.
Sweet. That sounds amazing. Thank you, Vegas Dave.
You're welcome.
Brad, do you have any closing comments or questions?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you doing these spaces. You too, Brian. Again, congratulations on your awesome run yesterday. Super stoked for you, bro. It was cool just listening to the spaces sweat you yesterday. I'll be tuning into these spaces whenever I can. I don't grab the mic as much as I used to, but I try to grab the mic whenever I can, and I appreciate you, Sherry, and doing these, and with Brian and Donna. Much love to you out there. ASG, Asimov, Rizzo, one of the OGs. Reaper, I see all y'all out there. Appreciate all you guys. It's been fun. I always like these.
Well, thank you, Brad. We always love hanging out with you. I appreciate Zach's in here, Rizzo, Reaper. Reaper, I'm looking forward to meeting you in Vegas. It should be some fun time with the gang. Donna, any closing comments, questions?
No, just keep on rocking this WSOP, running deep, cashing, and please stay off your fucking phone unless it's really necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's, I think, was intended to you, Brian.
Oh, I was paying attention.
I just feel like that was coming your way, but I could be
was
mistaken.
paying attention, my friend. I knew everything that was going on at that table, for sure.
Oh, you got to remember, he's got meds for that. So, of all the people in here, he could do that.
Yes, for sure.
And he knows I say that lovingly because we always poke fun at him.
Now, this is a nomad morning, so, not the same.
I hear you, bud. Now tell us, you have any questions, comments, anything you want to add, Brian, before we sign off?
Just trying to figure out when I'm going to head back up. So we'll see.
Well, we'll look forward to that. And until tomorrow, we will be here at 4:30 in the spaces with Sean. And then tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we will see what's happening around Vegas and the WSOP. So thank you for joining us today. And good luck on the felt if you have the opportunity to play. Thanks.
Sherry, thanks, Donna. Thanks, everybody else, for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.